Besides the clothes on your back, this video is about the only 10 things you need to bring with you when visiting Italy. The rest of the stuff you can pretty much pick up when you get there. And at the end of the video, I'm going to share with you 10 things you should probably just leave at home. Packing for Italy doesn't have to be so hard. In this video, I'm going to share with you several tips to packing light. Now, there are some essential things that I think that you should pick up before arriving in Italy. And it's much more easier to do that at home than it is in Italy. And I'm going to share those things with you. Outside of that, when in doubt, leave it out. You don't need that extra pair of shoes, that extra belt, those extra pants, that extra sweater. If you're not needing it for 100%, leave it out. And then when you get to Italy, if you do end up needing it, you can easily purchase it. Buying things in Italy is a lot of fun, and you want to make sure that you have room for those things. So when you come home, you can fit them in your suitcase. And while you're traveling Italy, your bags are light. That's the key. I've got lots to share with you in this video. Let's get started. Now I want to talk about essentials. There are some essentials that you're going to want to pick up before heading to Italy. So much easier to pick them up on Amazon, Costco, wherever you shop than trying to find them once you're in Italy. And here they are. The first item we're going to talk about is a plug converter. Now in Italy they use the F-type. This is this thing here. These are where you stick into the socket. Other European countries are a little bit different, I think, but in Italy, you're going to need what they call the F converter. And this one here is designed for USA. It's got the USA style plugs. If you're coming from another country, it may look different than this one here. There are some USB ports here, a C port. Now this was purchased like 5 years ago. That's why there's still the USBs. I think they've kind of gotten rid of that. I think most things are just C ports. But either way, you know, you can get what you need to. And the best place to pick these up, at least that I've seen, the cheapest place to get them is on Amazon. You can get a pack of 2 or 3 of these for less than $20. Pretty inexpensive. So again, if you're plugging in your phones, your computers, anything electronic, you don't need to worry about a power converter, just this plug converter. But if you're bringing things like hair dryers, curling irons, other accessories like that, you're probably going to need a power converter unless your appliance has dual polarity. You'll just need to make sure it has that before bringing it, because if you do plug in an appliance that's not rated for Italy's got 230 volts going through their plugs, not 110. It will burn out your appliance fairly quickly. I know this because we have had a hair dryer and a curling iron burn out in a matter of seconds having plugged them into a time socket. So you don't want that to happen to you. Just make sure that your appliances have dual polarity or that you have a power converter. And you can pick that up, wherever you shop or on Amazon as well. Another item that I think is super essential to travel with are Airtags. This one is made for Apple. They make others for Androids. It's basically the same thing. They have a little battery inside. These things last about 1.5 years, and they cost around $20 to $25 each. Pretty inexpensive. I purchased 3 or 4 of these, and then I can stick them in my suitcases when I'm traveling to Italy. When I arrive there, I can check on the app, making sure that they're there. If they're not there, I can see where the bags may be. And then more importantly, I stick them in my backpack as I'm traveling around Italy. Let's say I'm at a restaurant and I forgot my backpack at the restaurant. Well, as I leave, my phone's going to alert me that this was left behind. I can hurry up back to the restaurant. Hopefully my bag's still there. It can save you in so many ways. Super nice to have. They're called Airtags. I suggest you pick them up. You can pick them up on Amazon, Costco, just about anywhere sells these. Whether they're for Android or for Apple, essentially the same thing. Another item that's pretty obvious is a backup power bank. You're going to be using this more than you think. Maybe you already realize it, but anyhow, whenever you're traveling in Europe, Italy, you're going to be using your phone quite a bit to take pictures and videos, and it will likely die before the day's out. And trying to find an electrical outlet where you can plug in your device is not super convenient. But having a power bank where you can just, this one has a C port already built into it, I can just plug in my phone. And this particular power bank is pretty strong. This thing will charge my phone like 3 to 4 times over, just making it super convenient. I'm going to put a link to this converter in the description of the video. I don't have an Amazon affiliate account, so I'm not, trying to sell you this so I get paid a little bit. I don't have that set up at all. And the reason is the money I'm making on my channel is basically from my tour guide and not from all of the gadgets and stuff. So when I recommend something, I don't want it to be confused that I'm just trying to make buck off of you. It's because I think the product is really good. And this particular product, I have several of these power banks. This is my favorite one. It's not super light, but it's probably 6-8 ounces. But again, it does hold a big, long charge, so it comes in handy. And it's also got other, USB here, a C port here. And yeah, so don't forget the power bank. And if you don't already have one, make sure it's a decent one. And if you're looking for one, I'll put a link to this one in the description. The next item is actually kind of like a selfie stick, but it's also a tripod. Now, I've seen these online or in the stores from pretty expensive to pretty inexpensive. You can pick up a really good one from Amazon for less than $20, or you can spend $50, $60 if you want. This is just a cheaper one, but it works great. You stick your phone in there, and you can hold it whenever you're taking pictures or videos. It just makes it a lot easier than trying to hold the phone. And then if you ever do need to set it down, you can just do a tripod here, set it down somewhere. Maybe you want to take a time lapse or something like that. Or it even has these things here that can wrap around poles and different things to help you kind of secure that to a railing or something while you take a picture. They come in super handy. They're super inexpensive. Again, you don't have to buy those expensive ones. Just a cheap one will do, and I've used this one for years. It's been great. I'll put a link to it in the description as well, so if you don't have one and you want to pick one up, you can do that. But again, I think it's essential. So much easier than having that phone in your hand, and again, so much more versatility as well. So pick up one of these when heading to Italy. In my opinion, it's going to come in handy. This next item is kind of a 50-50, but what am I talking about? It's the umbrella. Now, depending on when you're traveling to Italy, it may not rain that much, it may not rain at all, so you may not need to pack an umbrella. This one's fairly light. It probably weighs 10 ounces or so. But here's the reason I think bringing one from home might make more sense than picking it up once you're in Italy, especially if you're traveling in the, winter months. That's because the umbrellas they sell, at least the umbrellas that are readily available in Italy, are oftentimes pretty cheap. They're, sell them when it rains. People come out on the streets and offer you to purchase an umbrella for pretty cheap. But those umbrellas are kind of like single-use umbrellas. They'll likely not last more than a day. And just having a decent umbrella, I've had this one 5-6 years now. It still works, it's been great. And it's just not that heavy, so it's easy to pack that with me. But if I was traveling to Italy, in the summer, I probably wouldn't deal with it just because it is added weight that I don't need. So it's your call, but I just wanted to point out that if you bring your umbrella, at least a good little one that works, you're going to be happier than those cheap ones that you kind of purchase last minute on the street. The next item you're going to want to bring with you is a water bottle. This one's a fancy one, but you're going to want to have a water bottle. Just remember, when you're going to the airport, make sure it's empty. If you show up and you go through security and it's got liquid in it, you're going to have a problem, and you don't want to deal with that. So just make sure it's empty. But once you get into the airport, you've gone through security, you can then fill it up with water, take it on the plane, be hydrated. But what's really nice in Italy, there are drinking fountains everywhere to fill these up, especially in Rome. Rome has over 2,500 drinking fountains. They're called Nazzone. Some are ordinary, some are really unique, but the point is there's water available all throughout the city, easy to fill up. No need to purchase your water. Just have a nice water bottle with you that you can carry. You're going to be glad you did. And yeah, so don't forget your water bottle. Another item is a backpack. You're going to want to bring some kind of backpack with you because it just comes in super handy, whether you're carrying your gear, maybe you have camera gear, maybe you're putting an extra sweater, whatever, into your backpack, a piece of pizza, whatever it is, you're going to want to have a backpack. I purchased this one in Florence and I love it. It's been a great backpack. It's got a zipper on the back right against my back, kind of really nice. And then it folds over the top here with this lever here. And then you can open it up. It's more like a sack than it is a backpack, or at least a traditional backpack. But inside, I can stick my computer, other stuff in there. So having a backpack is essential in my opinion. I wouldn't recommend bringing a purse if you're a woman. Carry your stuff in a backpack with 2 straps that you can put around your back. It's much more secure than having a purse that somebody could, grab from you. And it doesn't happen that often, but it does happen. So that's just my opinion. I would probably recommend not bringing a purse and bringing a backpack. This next essential item, this is coming from my wife. It is tissue. No, it's not necessarily for a cold. It is for the bathrooms. In Italy, you're gonna find the bathrooms can be a little bit dirty. Sometimes they don't have toilet seats. Sometimes they don't have tissue paper. And if you're a woman, you really don't want to sit down on a dirty toilet seat. So having some tissue is essential. And I would say you can easily pick these up in Italy, but they're so light and it's so easy to pick these up, wherever you're at. You can just bring these with you. It's not going to take up any room in your suitcase. So having them when you get there, or if you don't have them when you get there, be sure to look for them right away. They're going to come in handy as you tour around Italy. Super, super important. Bring your tissue. If you're interested in supporting our channel, there's a few ways you can do that. You can share this video with your friends, maybe others that are heading to Italy. You can purchase and buy us a gelato. We love gelato. We love pizza. Buy us a slice of pizza. Or you can simply purchase our travel guide. Our travel guide has over 10 hours of helpful videos, a 65-page plus PDF, lots of information in it. It has interactive maps to help you locate the best gelaterias, restaurants, pasticcerias, hotels, Airbnbs, and so much more. It's kind of like the opposite of travel insurance. Travel insurance is to protect you when things go wrong. Our guide is to protect you from things going wrong. Quite a big difference. We really do want you to have a great time in Italy. Be sure to check it out, and I'll leave a discount code where you can pick it all up for less than $30. Another thing that I'm a little reluctant to recommend you bring with you, because I think it's pretty obvious, but I do see people tending their feet on the sides of the road almost every day. When I walk the streets of Rome, somebody has blisters. I'm not sure what they were thinking. Bringing some sandals, they bring the inappropriate shoes. So just be wise, you probably already are. Bring tennis shoes, those are the most comfortable. And no need to bring those other shoes that are fun for 10 or 20 minutes on your feet, but not for 8 or 9 hours walking 20,000 steps. That's what you got to remember. You're going to walk a lot more than you're used to when you're in Italy than you do at home. So bring a shoe that you would run a marathon in, not that you would go out to dinner in, and you're going to have happy feet. Now let's talk about prescriptions. When you're in Italy, you're going to want to bring your prescriptions in the original bottle. And the reason why I say that you do that is because let's say you do need to get those filled while you're in Italy. It makes it so much easier for a pharmacist to identify what you're taking. And it's also a good idea to have the prescription as well with you. So again, let's say you lost your meds and you needed to have those fulfilled. It's much easier to do that with a prescription. Now there are certain things that they're going to still make you go see an Italian doctor. This happened to me. My wife gets migraine. She had a certain medication she needed. I had the prescription, I had the bottle, but the pharmacist said that they would not fulfill it unless I had an Italian doctor review it and prescribe it. So they sent me to a clinic. It's a tourist clinic there in Rome. Took about an hour, had to pay 20 euros, and the doctor then wrote the prescription, officially in Italy, an Italian prescription, I guess, by an Italian doctor, went back to the same pharmacist, and they fulfilled it, no problem. So just keep that in mind. Another thing I want to note is there are pharmacies scattered throughout Rome. Never more than a couple hundred meters from wherever you find yourself, you're going to see a pharmacy. Now, in the pharmacies, you're going to find all the prescriptions as well as over-the-counter medication. That's where you're going to find cold medication, Tylenol, aspirin. You know, if you need stuff for your feet, it's going to be at the pharmacy, not at the grocery store. They do not have any kind of medications at the grocery stores in Italy. You need to get everything from the pharmacist. Now, some things are with prescription, some things are not with prescription, but just be aware, if it's any kind of medical stuff, it's going to be at the pharmacy, not at the grocery store. And luckily, there's pharmacies just about everywhere, so it's not hard to find when you're touring Italy.
Please do not leave your luggage unattended on the station.
Now let's talk about things you should probably not bring with you to Italy. The first, hair dryers. Hair dryers can be found in just about every Airbnb and hotel. No need to bring your own. Immodest clothing. Nobody wants to see your booty or your boobies, so dress modestly when you're in Italy. Uncomfortable shoes. This includes shoes that are comfortable for the first 1 or 2 hours, but not after 10 hours. Clothing that stands out, that screams tourist, like floral patterns, Hawaiian shirts, camouflage, fanny packs. Those should probably just be thrown away or left at home. Expensive jewelry or heirlooms, you don't want those to go missing while you're in Italy. And unfortunately, there are thieves. Here's one that will date you, traveler's checks. If you're from the generation that used to use traveler's checks, don't do that. It just becomes a hassle and the exchange rates are poor. So use cash and credit cards, no traveler's checks. Flip-flops. Flip-flops are really just used for the beach in Italy. If you're going to be visiting a beach, yeah, wear your flip-flops outside of the beach. Don't wear flip-flops in Italy. While some people love baseball caps do make you stand out as a tourist. When you're in Italy, you may just want to pick up another type of hat. Hats are all over the place, very popular thing to wear, just not baseball caps. A big heavy coat. No need to bring a big heavy coat with you to Italy. It just doesn't get that cold, or when it does get cold, wear a jacket, wear some thermals, wear some additional layers. That way, when it does warm up in the middle of the afternoon, you're not boiling hot because you're wearing a big heavy jacket that then you have to take off, and now you have a t-shirt on and you're cold. So yeah, try to dress in layers, not that big heavy coat. Shorts. Typically Italians don't wear shorts in public, maybe when they're doing a physical activity such as running or at the gym, but just not in public. You can wear shorts if you want, but yeah, I'd probably skip on the shorts if you're heading to Italy. If you're heading to Rome and you still haven't decided where to stay, location is very important. I've got a video about all the neighborhoods of Rome, the good and the bad of each of them. Lots of information to help you make a great decision of where you want to base from. That video is coming up right now.